I'm taking a strap. I'm strapped up.
Stepien, what was that about?
Let's make the fight happen. We strapped the fuck up.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 141 of SZN Podcast. I'm your host, Kam.
I'm your host, Flowz.
And as always, guys, head over to SZN Pod or SZN Podcast. That's our Instagram and our Twitter pages. Link in the bio on both those pages. It will take you to where we're situated at streaming-wise. So if you like audio, you've got Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Or if videos is more your steez, then you've got the YouTube page there as well. Make sure you like, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Flowz, how are you? You good? We're recording this late,
bro.
But we're
late
here.
On a Sunday?
Late on a Sunday.
Monday.
It's Monday morning now, isn't it? Yeah, Monday morning now. Bank holiday and that. But yeah, man. Always got to give the content to you, whether it's early, late, we're here. Flowz, I'll let you decide on this one. We've got a couple of reviews to get through and a little preview as well. Should we start at home? Or should we?
Yeah, let's start at home.
Let's start
I've got
home.
more
Cool.
energy for home at the minute, yeah.
I know exactly why you're saying that. So, the home fight that we're going to talk about, guys, as you know from last week, if you listened to last week's pod, Joshua Buatsi made his return after almost a year layoff, pretty long layoff for him. And this was quite significant because it was his boxer debut. See, he went through that situation with Matchroom and Eddie Hearn, and he didn't leave under the best terms. It was quite a difficult split, let's put it that way, Flowz. But yeah, he's now representing boxer under Ben Shalom, and he was against a Polish undefeated opponent. Is it Stepien?
Yeah.
I think is his name. Is it? I don't know if it's first name Pavel. I'm just guessing.
Pavel.
Pavel. I think it's Pavel, to be fair, but it's W, but Stepien was his name, undefeated, as we said. Flowz. I remember vividly you specifically calling for a statement from Buatsi, or you'd like to see a statement. Before you, I'm going to let you crack on, Flowz, but before you crack on, I'm just going to say this, yeah. After about 4 rounds, I knew I wasn't going to get said statement. That's what I'm going to say. I watched 4 rounds of that fight and I said, okay, I don't think we're getting a statement tonight. But yeah, Flowz, I'll let you take it away as to whether or not you got your statement and what you thought of the fight.
Yeah, I called on a statement because I think we needed one from Joshua Buatsi because people are getting onto him. I've said people are getting onto you. You need to start silencing those critics. We didn't get the statement. And like you, I think I even messaged, yeah, I think, 3 rounds in, I said I'm bored. And to be fair, I think he stepped up in the 3rd round, but I think he saw him unload a bit in the 3rd round. So but yeah, like we say, I think it's quite clear to see that we're not going to get no statement this round. We're going to get the full 10 rounds. It was a 10-rounder. And we're going to get him shaking off the ring rust and him getting some rounds in.
Some rounds in the bank.
I think I thought it was clear to see. And I can be critical and say I'm disappointed because I called in a statement and we need to, because we've been saying he's not ready. And you know what? It's fair that you're not ready. You don't. It's not my fault that you have to be ready. He's only 18 fights in. Let's be honest. But yeah, you're ranked highly. You're ranked very highly, and you've had the opportunities to fight this man.
He's still number 1, right?
Yeah, he's number 1 for Bivol.
Yeah.
So we wanted to see some improvements or something. Granted, it's been almost a year out, ring rust. We didn't get the statement, so I won't be too critical, like I said. But yeah, I think now what he needs is activity. You're not always going to get statements. We are always making excuses. Sometimes it's the new trainer, gelling with the new trainer. Now it's the year layoff.
Yeah.
This has to be the last excuse now. This time around, like
Okay.
I'll let this one slide because of ring rust and whatever new platform, whatever we can say all of this. The statement I called on last week, we did not get. Is what I will say. We didn't get no statements whatsoever. In fact, it might even be a negative statement, but not from me, but from the general public. They were killing him.
It's yes, they were. We'll get onto that as well. It's interesting for those. Would you? Because I wanted to. I'm glad you mentioned the ring rust, etc. Because I wanted to know for you how much value did you place on him being out the ring for that performance that we saw yesterday? How much value did you place on it being ring rust, or are you tired of that excuse already, straight from the jump?
I am, because he's always shaking off ring rust.
That's why I asked that question, because I feel like it's always something with Buatsi.
Yeah,
injuries, ring rust, new trainer, and I wasn't even to throw a new platform, but shit, I guess you could. I guess his team could. Boy,
look, it's always something. It's always new trainer, ring rust. It's the same thing, and cool. You can use that excuse so many times, but now get active. Because getting active shakes off the ring rust. So that excuse has to go out the window.
It has to be activity now, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to hear anything else.
Yeah.
Just now, because
you can't wait another year and hey, ring rust again.
Flowz, I don't want to sound mean, but I'm watching that performance yesterday, and it's almost as if I could even say that. Has this guy regressed? Has he regressed? Because I don't want to keep on making excuses for him. And the thing is, you could say some of his excuses are valid, but it's like what I'm watching isn't inspiring me. It's not inspiring the crowd. It's not inspiring the public. As you said, the Twitter streets, boy, they were saying Hearn's done it again. First a colleague, double Buatsi.
They were laughing at Ben Shalom. They was like, oh. The tweet where AJ said it, so AJ had to do it twice. They said, boxers signed a match fight to stink up the joint, and he went and done it again.
It's peak. So these performances are inspiring. It's inspiring us, and we know the talent he has. We know what he's capable of. We saw him back in the day, show some sort. Bro, what happened to when we used to say Buatsi is the killer of all killers?
Yeah.
Mean when he gets his opponent hurt, devastated, mean finisher, spiteful.
Yeah.
Even that looks like it's lost, because even if I'm getting into the fight now, Flowz, the Stepien brother, he wasn't a scrub. Actually, he was decent, Stepien, but didn't really carry power, as you could see. He wasn't really hurting Buatsi. Didn't really have anything extra out of the ordinary. Decent footwork, decent wherewithal around the ring in terms of placing his hands and whatnot, but nothing special. And I truly thought there were times in there Buatsi was just not chilling, but just being super patient, almost as if the instruction was to, you see this opponent here, get some rounds out of him. Take your time with it. Not press the action. And there were times when I felt like he might have stung Stepien a little bit. He didn't really hurt him, but there were combinations where he actually stung him a little bit. And I'm there thinking the Buatsi of old would have now stepped to this guy and cleaned him out. But Buatsi's letting him recover, for example. I'm just like, what happened to the killer that we used to see, the spiteful finisher that we used to see? It doesn't look like he's in there. And I truly felt that if Buatsi wanted Flowz, he could have pressed the action last night and got this guy out of there if he truly wanted. In that third round when he had him hurt, and I think a later round he had him hurt as well. But it didn't happen. And even he himself said he was disappointed that he wasn't able to knock this guy out and get him out of there. So I'm glad he knows.
Yeah, you're right. When you say, has he regressed? I think it's even a case of everyone else has caught up with him. People who were way behind him.
Shit, move past. Never just caught up. Zoom.
Dan Aziz wasn't in the mix with his name. Never. Now it's like he even said, like we'll get onto the back and forth.
Yeah.
But when he mentioned
what he said, didn't it? He said, Dan wasn't like they were talking. Yeah, he said it basically himself. Yeah.
He said, Dan Aziz has got a British title. He was like, yeah, I've won that 3-4 years ago. Now look, he's on to you.
But Aziz looks better than him.
Yeah. Now people are backing Aziz to beat you. You weren't Aziz wasn't in the mix.
Boy.
Aziz wasn't in the mix. And now everyone says Yards beats him. Cannon Smith beats him. We saw Ben Whittaker last night on the undercard.
Yep.
Bro,
the commentary, I mean, even the commentary was peak because they were because usually the commentary is very, favorable to the home fire, and they'll even big up stuff that doesn't even happen, or they'll make up scenarios that's not even happening in the ring, but because of the home fire, they'll make it up. But Tasha Jonas and Matt. What's his name? Matthew Macklin. It was Macklin, wasn't it? I think it was Macklin.
Was it Macklin?
Was it Macklin? I feel like it was Macklin, but Tasha Jonas, I knew definitely there.
Yeah, I think it was Macklin actually.
They were gunning Buatsi, you know, trying not to, but they were. They couldn't help it.
Yeah,
like my man was saying. Macklin said, "Oh yeah, I can promise you, if Callum Smith was in there tonight, he's stopping. He's cleaning this guy up." I said, "Right."
Buatsi as well. If I was watching that thinking, Buatsi would have jumped on my man and got him out of it.
Yep.
That Aziz, we know what he would have been.
You mean yard? You mean yard?
Yard. Sorry, my bad. Yards. Yeah, Yards would have jumped on him and beaten him. That Aziz would have applied the pressure. It's not looking good.
To me, Flowz, it looked like I'm looking at this guy and thinking, I'm asking myself seriously, has this guy regressed? And if that's the case, that's bad. That's bad. And you mentioned these guys have caught up and some have even passed him, bro. And it's almost as if like, how has this happened? This was the golden boy. This is the one that we said he's going to be the title list. He's the one that's going to win the titles. So what do you make I want to know what's happened there, Flowz, honestly.
What do you make of the viewpoint that he was boxing under instruction? He's learning new things with Virgil Hunter. He was following instructions. That's why the performance was like that.
I mean, Flowz, I had that initial thought as well, to be honest. I said to myself, this looks like a performance where you've specifically been told by your trainer. So, because Buatsi was fighting behind the jab, and if I'm looking at his performance, it wasn't that he was clearly the winner and clearly the better guy, but it was very, very, sparring-esque, if you know what I mean. I think they even mentioned in commentaries that it looked like an elevated sparring session. It was very sparring-esque from Buatsi, and I guess Stepien, he's going to be what he can be. Yeah. But it's like Buatsi, you could really move up the gears here and show levels. And in that third round, he did actually. The first two rounds were very ponderous. And then that third round, he started to show that, okay, I can up it a little bit. And I expect him to stay on that vein for the rest of the fight, Flowz. But you're sitting towards the end of the fight again. This guy's now walking him down and applying pressure and landing shots. And I'm there thinking, what's going on here? And the crowd was silent, by the way. Dead. Atmosphere dead. So I'm just there thinking, this. I feel like you was instructed to get rounds in, but he definitely wasn't instructed to then let this guy start outworking him and outlanding him. I promise you that. Flowz. So I don't know what happened there.
You know my issue with this is why I'm trying to defend him, but look, his whole thing, because with the back and forth with him and Eddie Hearn and Matthew, he was more vocal than we've seen in terms of he was being shady. He was being very shady. He was like, look, I was thinking, how many people actually watch my fights? He was saying things like this. How many people watch my fights? People can't watch me. People can't see me. The biggest thing you can do for your exposure is to put on a performance. That's the best thing you can do if you're talking about exposure, people watching you, people seeing you, eyes on you, draw it. Go out there and put on a performance, and eyes will follow you. I promise you. Mm-hmm. Same with Tank. Tank could fight, or someone like Tank, where eyes will follow you if you put on a performance. That kind of performance damages your exposure more than anything else, because now what they're gonna do, and they can't wait to do it, is slap you with a tag that you're a boring fighter, and that's not you. We know that's not Buatsi. He's not a boring fighter. This is the one time you can say he's a boring fighter. But they're going to slap it on him. They're going to say, boy, what was the sin?
It's so funny. They're ready to slap him with it. Slap him with it.
Look how Okonie had one thinker. He hasn't been able to shake off. In fact, this thing's two. He hasn't shaken off that tag. In fact, it's three because the last one was... last one.
What, the boxing debut? Yeah, peak.
Oh, man. But after one... He was slapped with it.
Who else got the boring tag? Reactpool gets it as well. Sometimes Reactpool gets it.
But Reactpool's stopping people. To be fair,
yeah. So is a Cody cat basically. But yeah. But up until the point when Reactpool stops the guys, they reckon him saying, "Oh, he's boring, doesn't throw enough punches," and then boom. But yeah, they probably got quick to slap the tag on. Trust me. Yeah, you're right.
Especially after the fiasco, where even people were siding with Eddie Hearn already after that.
Yeah.
Now this has happened. And your whole thing was you're talking about exposure, eyes on you, and then you decided to box. You decided to box under instruction and give that performance where the general consensus is it was a stinker. And yeah, so to me, it doesn't make sense. It's almost contradictory. Granted, you could say it's the promoter's job to hype the fighter, but you're your biggest promoter. You have to be your biggest promoter, and your performance always speaks louder. So that performance didn't speak loud at all.
Damn.
We got to be real.
So, yeah, no, we got to be real. We like Buatsi in this pod. We believe in his talent, but what we've seen over the last couple of fights has been very worrying to me. And
that last fight with Craig Richards was a cracker.
Oh yeah, the Richards fight was good. Yes,
it was a cracker.
He had to be a cracker.
Yeah, but now, just this one fight, I'm telling you, boy, they're going to slap him with Boring Fight Attack.
But even before the Richards fights, I swear there was other performances where we're just like a bit shit.
It's always we're always giving credit to Buatsi's opponents.
Yeah.
We're always, this guy's actually good. Like the Bolotnik's fight was Bolotnik's fought back and Buatsi had to show a second wind to get him out of there. I remember. Kalic, never heard of him.
Kalic, yeah. Yeah,
was giving Buatsi hell.
Yeah, it was. Kalic was cold up until when Buatsi, will feed him out. But yeah.
So even last episode, I said I don't want to be impressed by Stepien. I'm tired of being impressed by your opponents.
Were you impressed by Stepien at all?
I don't say I was, but I was liking him. It
was game though, isn't it? He was giving it. He was moving like a G in there. Yeah.
Like he was being smart in portions. He won a few rounds for me.
Yeah,
he was catching Buatsi.
He was.
He was even pieces it up.
No power though. This funny. They both no power whatsoever, man. No power.
Yeah. So I was impressed by Stepien, but not impressed enough that I think he's going to make waves. It's just Buatsi keeps letting these opponents impress because we have such high standards of him.
Yeah. I'm just very positive that Callum Smith knocks this guy out. Aziz runs him out of there. Yard stops him. Even Craig Richards, I think, stops him. You know what I mean? Like these, yeah. Buatsi shouldn't be going 10 rounds with this guy at all, but he did. He went the full 10. Yeah, he won the bulk of the rounds, fair enough, but it just wasn't what I wanted. And I agree with you, Flowz. I think this is going to be the last excuse for this guy. No more excuses, Buatsi. And activity is what's going to solve this, really and truly. Stay active, and you won't have to see performances like this. You iron sharpens iron, you get better, you become more sharper, and then we can then talk about your next stages. But right now, still, how long have we talking about Buatsi in this pod? Every time he's not ready, he's still not ready.
Yeah.
And he's still better stay far away from them Russians. Stay far as hell.
And like I said, being not ready at this stage is absolutely fine.
Facts.
Absolutely fine. Granted, you're 30, but
it's fine.
It's fine. Like, it's not my fault you have to be ready. And why it's fine is because there's fights we want to see him in that will hopefully get him ready. That will let us know, okay, now you're ready. There's still fights out there because Stepien is not the fight that's going to make you ready. Bolotnik isn't the fight. Craig Richards ain't even the fight that's going to make you ready. It's fighting all of these man, Dan Aziz, Yard, Callum Smith. Them man there, then we'll know you're ready. Rise to the top, and then it's like, you've checked them all off.
Yeah. That's the blueprint now. So lovely segue, Flowz, because he's on boxing now. We can see what they're trying to line up. They had a little, back and forth there where, obviously Dan Aziz was there on the commentary. They stood next to each other. Obviously, they know each other very well. They sparred thousands of rounds. Obviously, two South London boys. It makes sense. Dan Aziz tried to flex the British title. Buatsi was like, I won it 4 years ago. That was quite funny. You can see Dan Aziz wants that fight big time. And Buatsi, the usual diplomatic sort of like, if that's the right move to play, let's do it. I want to see it. I know you want to see it. But that Buatsi I saw yesterday is getting run out the ring. I'm sorry to say. That could be lovely with the bookies, Flowz, if that gets made. Lovely. Because Aziz, you can see, is getting better and better, and he's been challenging himself each time, up on the levels each time. Whereas Buatsi, obviously, inactivity, ring rust, injuries. and that sort of performance yesterday, I fancy Anzi's chances. I really do. I really, really do. Buatsi will need to pull out what he did against Craig Richards and really step up to the play, because Aziz is no joke. We know what he comes with. He's long to deal with, Flowz. We said it so many times in this pod. He's very long to deal with. So, yeah, man, I think Aziz has every right to fancy his chances right now against Buatsi, if that gets made.
Yeah, I think anyone does. All the rivals looking at him. It's like that air of invisibility, or you as the chosen one, doesn't exist no more.
No way. Yeah,
it doesn't exist no more. So, but yeah, he it's up to him to go out and prove the doubters wrong.
Do you think he should take like another, like, let's say call it warm up, but another, like, shake the rust off again before he goes into an Aziz fight, or would you see that next?
Look, if these men are active, then it's fine. If he's out again in 2-3 months, which is what we, and then he fights Aziz in this,
which is what he plans to do. So he wants to fight again, in June or so? I think he mentioned.
Yeah.
So he said
If he does that, if he gets out in June, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
That's next month, no? Yeah. July.
June, July, yeah.
If he's out early and then he's out again, that's what we want to see. If you're active, then no one's complaining. It's like, boom, I'm having this one. Fantastic. Now, if it's a case of we're waiting his next fight's next year, then that becomes the issue. If he's fighting 2-3 times a year, what am I saying? 3-4 times a year, sorry. Then it's fine. Like, next one, someone else, a step up from Stepien, then Dan Aziz, cool. If Dan Aziz is next, cool. But the best thing for him is to get more active, because that performance there doesn't sell a Dan Aziz fight, really and truly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At all, 100%. Yeah, we want the best of Buatsi in this pod, man. As I said, we're not trying to slag him off. We're talking about what we see. And it's the fact that we rate him so much is why we're going in, if you want to call it going in, is why we're doing this, because of the fact that we believe in his talent. We think he's very talented and we want to see him do well. But yeah, man, there's worrying signs for me. And yeah, I just hope that he gets out there more often, and hopefully we can get back to the Buatsi of old, plus more, because he's going to need a lot more if he wants to fight these Russians or even these other top guys in the division. He's going to need way more than what we're seeing so far. It's almost as if he's reached a point and he's starting to dip a little bit. He needs to go up. He's meant to be going up now at this stage in his career. 18 fights in, you're meant to be seeing something, right, Flowz?
Yeah.
And right now, we're not seeing something. Or we're not seeing what we want to see. So, yeah.
Yeah. Like, you're right. That killer isn't there. And I guess we might as well touch on him, Virgil Hunter. What's your review of him?
Still, the Virgil Hunter, the Virgil Hunter question still on him. Is still here. It's still on him. But again, I wasn't too enamored with his corner workflows. It didn't inspire me. It's just there. His usual layback style. I feel like he will see a different fight to everyone else. Yeah, man. Again, I'm still not sold. I'm still not sold on Virgil Hunter. Yeah, I'm still not sold, mate. It's been what, 3 or 4 fights now with Buatsi?
Yeah.
And I'm still not sold. I'm still not sold. It's bad.
And yeah, it's what you said. He seems like he's trying to train everyone to this Andre Ward style of almost perfect boxing. And I'm sorry, this is, as time goes on, you're seeing how great Andre Ward is. You're really seeing it. You're really deep in it.
A one-off, basically. Yeah.
One of the best. Like, you're deep in. Like, this guy was doing things. You're seeing other people almost trying to emulate it. They can't.
It's like when people try to emulate Floyd in it, Flowz. You see a lot of people try to emulate Floyd, and they just got. Bronya tried to emulate Floyd, and he got punched in the face. It's not easy. Some of these guys are one-offs, so they're not meant to be emulated.
Yeah, lightning in a bowl. Simple as.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, Virgil Hunter, jury. I think the jury will always be out on him.
Always. I mean, if he takes Buatsi to a world title now, then fair play. We can revise that
bust case.
Yeah. But for now, keep that spotlight still shining, bro. Keep it firmly affixed on him because I'm still not sold. I'm still not sold. Maybe when Buatsi faces serious adversity, we might see what he can drum up. Obviously, he had the better of Richards, to be fair. And the Stepien guy wasn't really putting Buatsi under so much pressure for Virgil to really, But maybe if Buatsi ends up fighting something, if he fights Dan Aziz, he will be under serious adversity. Let's see what he can bring then.
Yeah.
So Aziz might bring the best out of Buatsi and Virgil. Who knows?
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, let's see. But let's make our way to America, Flowz, for I was about to say the big one, but it was a big fight. The homecoming of the king, I think it was, or the king comes home. That's what it was billed as on the posters. Canelo fighting in Mexico for the first time since he fought, remember Kermit Cintrón early in his career? Yeah, he fought that fight in Mexico City. That was the last time he fought in Mexico. I think that was some 11 plus years ago. Long last time since he's been home. Fighting in his home state, I think, of Guadalajara. Yeah, man. Shout out to Canelo. Packed out that stadium as we expected. And he was fighting UK's own John Ryder, who was mandatory position to challenge for Canelo's undisputed super middleweight titles. Once again, Flowz, I wanna applaud both fighters. Canelo for his performance and John Ryder for his heart. For I think we said it would be pretty formality a Canelo W. And it was a formality, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I really want to hone in on John Ryder's performance here. And even though he lost, would you say, Flowz, it's fair to say that John Ryder's stock might have gone up from this loss?
In terms of his heart on the global scene, yeah. I don't think anyone really questioned his heart. Yeah, but I think we know
he's about his heart. I think that's I was going to that. I think the UK know about what John Ryder's about. He's a dog in there, warrior. But I think, for what I could tell, the reception from the Mexican fans was really good for him. After that performance, he tried, and the Americans as well. I think they'll feel in them as well. So, happy for him, I guess, because he can go on to and maybe get into other big fights because off the back of that. That's what Hearn said, anyways. But man, let's get into the fight itself, Flowz. This is Canelo's first appearance since Triple G. He's been out, had a bit of a layoff. What make of you of Canelo's performance last night, Flowz? He looked good. If you ask me, I would say he looked good. He did what he had to do against the opponent that he was always going to be better than. So, yeah.
It's funny to me because, once again, John Ryder isn't huge. But John Ryder looked the bigger man to me.
He was. Like, John Ryder is the bigger man, yeah.
It makes it even funnier because...
Yeah, he isn't that big. John Ryder isn't that big.
We've said this so many times on this podcast. The fact that Canelo is undisputed at super middleweight is, to me, and I know to you, it's still crazy. Because
bro is a 154 pounder, really. He's 5'7". He's not big at all, naturally.
Yeah. And we've been following him a long time. We've followed his career. This is the guy who was fighting at catch weights of 155 for a long time because
he couldn't.
That was pushing the boundaries for him.
Because 160 was a stretch for him to make as a weight. Yeah.
And now he's at 168, cleaning up. Crazy. Anyway. Canelo's skillful self to me. Just levels above John Ryder, shot selection, timing, accuracy, defense. I think we know John Ryder's style is very aggressive, so it's always going to test the defense in that sense because he comes forwards. Yeah. Looks to not be on your chest, but be forehead to forehead kind of thing.
Inside game, look, John Ryder's game, his bread and butter is inside fighting. Yeah. He loves it. He's good at it. That's what he lives for. But Flowz, he started the first 2 rounds behind the jab a little bit, though. He was he was on the back foot. he was trying to box a little bit in the first 2 rounds. And I'm there thinking, okay, because Canelo was quite patient the first 2 rounds. Down in data. And I'm thinking, okay, John, I like you're coming with something different look. I expect you to be rushing forward straight away, but he tried to be educated in there, which is not what we're used to seeing. So I like that, I guess, and I was surprised.
I think you got to do some strategic stuff there to try and confuse Canelo a bit. So
maybe.
Yeah.
But Flowz, you saw what happened when Canelo just because I said the first 2 rounds were quite slow for Canelo. Third round now, Flowz, he just decided to turn up. He just gave people a glimpse of the levels that he has. And I think it was that third round where that one round where he decided to step up the pace, and Flowz, it was devastating. I was straight away, bro, mad. But he broke his nose in that third round. Bust his nose, just blood just gushing out. All from him deciding, okay, cool. Those first 2 rounds, bro, cool. Let me just show you what I've got in my locker. Literally. And I said to myself, look, this is what Ryder's got to deal with. The fact that it's no knock to John Ryder. Again, he's not a scrub. Good fighter, solid, dogged, warrior in there. But this is levels. It's all about levels in boxing sometimes, man. And this is flipping Canelo, man. We know how good this guy is. And he showed those levels in that third round. The nose was broken. I knew straight away that his nose must be broke. They had to do all that. I think then Flowz, it was the 5th round where Canelo's finally got to him and dropped him heavily as well. And I'm there thinking, first of all, I wasn't sure if Ryder was going to make it up because he looked like he was looking at his corner. Flowz, Ryder's gone down. He's on the knee. Yeah. And the way he's looked at his corner about 3 times.
Staring at them.
I'm there thinking, right. Flowz, I'm trying to process in my head, what has bro been hit with? For him to be praying in his corner like this, he must have thought, yo.
His nose broken, he's getting pieced up. I think it was a 1-2 straight right hand that dropped
yes,
him, right?
Straight right. Yeah,
He really crumbled.
Bro, he folded.
It really crumbled him.
Folded like a futon. Bro, he was staring at his corner. I'm there thinking he's not going to get AFO, but I'm there thinking, hang on, I know John. We've seen John. He's not a quitter. So I'll be so... For him to consider quitting, he must have been hit with a flipping atomic bomb or something. But true to what I know of John Ryder, he got up. But I'm there because Flowz, there's quite a lot of time in the round left at this point, So I'm really saying this fight is over. It's done. Canelo's going to finish this guy right now. He's got like a minute and a half left. Yo, it's long for him. But credit to John Ryder, man. Serious warrior. Gritted his teeth. And even though he'd gone down, he thought, I'm going to try to go out swinging. And he started to trade in the pocket with Canelo whilst he was hurt. And he survived the round somehow. I'm there thinking, fair play. Hats off. I knew you was a dog, but hey, you've got nothing more to prove. But again, credit to John Ryder, Flowz. He toughed it out in there. Even though he was getting pieced up and getting worked, he kept coming forward. And that's when we saw him revert to his normal style of up on your chest, phone book, inside game all the time. And Flowz, he was hitting Canelo with some good shots throughout this entire fight, by the way.
Yeah, he was.
Love the uppercuts. Great shots on the inside. It obviously wasn't really doing much and putting a dent in Canelo, but it's like fair play to him because you showed so much heart and you never gave up. And you might have even taken some rounds. He took some rounds to be as well, Flowz. Like, he was really, really determined in there to not go out like a chump. So hats off to John Ryder on that one, Flowz, from me.
Yeah, it's I think when he got knocked down, I think he contemplated. I think he was contemplating.
He was close to quitting.
This is long. I'm getting pieced up. I've just been dropped. And I think at that moment he had a realization that Bunny, let's get up and let's give this a go.
Yep.
Like, I think he realized, like, look, I'm not going to win this fight doing what I've been doing, or I need to just throw the kitchen sink and go out like on my shield kind of thing. Go out swinging, essentially.
Bro,
and he did.
Don't go out like a sucker, literally. And yeah, you're right.
And look, it's a weird one because I give him a lot of credit for this performance, but it had shades of the Callum Smith performance for me in the sense that Callum Smith was landing against Canelo.
Yes. He just wasn't doing much.
He just had zero effects.
Is Callum Smith a power puncher? That was your takeaway, wasn't it?
Well, I couldn't believe what I was saying because I've said it so many times as pods, listeners. I'll say it again. Callum Smith is a puncher to me.
Yep.
Was a puncher.
Known
at
for
the
being
time.
a serious puncher. Yeah.
And he looked like nothing.
Canelo walking him down.
Walking him down, beating him up, walking through his power. Callum Smith was fighting in spots where he was. Anyway, once again, John Ryder was landing shots, but the effect was very little on Canelo. Canelo could walk through it, piece him up, either stand there and take some of his work, just take it. So yeah, and while Canelo won most of the rounds quite comfortably, I don't think it was John Ryder's giving him a test there. It's just the fact that he went down, looked down and out, and came back. And not even only in that round. The other points is like, okay, he's gone now. Or the ref might jump in now and say he's seen enough. But he always responded in those points where it's like, oh, you're about to go. He always fought back in those points, especially. So shout out to him, because not many people we've not seen people do that to Canelo, where they're looking down and out and just bite down on the gum's shoulder. Think, nah, I ain't going.
Yeah, not many people at all.
I
actually feel like Canelo wanted to get him out there as well, just because obviously hometown, home crowd, they were expecting a knockout, and he tried. But John Ryder's will and desire to stay in the fight and not go out on his back just proved too strong in that sense, and he wasn't able to get the stoppage. And I think Canelo, he would earn Canelo's respect from that as well. I feel like afterwards, Canelo like hugged him and everything. I feel like he seriously respected the performance from John Ryder, even though it was a clear shutout win for him. Yeah, man, like I said, over here in the UK, we've been known John Ryder as a warrior. We knew he was never going to win this fight. He had no chance of winning this fight. As you pointed out, not only is the skill gap way too much to overcome, but it's in flipping Mexico. It's his home club. He's never going to get a decision in Mexico, ever. So yeah, this was an impossible fight for him to win. But his performance, to me, he did himself proud with that performance, for sure.
Yeah.
And Herm was saying that, this might open an avenue for it, because John Ryder has no plans to quit. He wants to carry on getting these big fights and whatnot. Fair play to him. But Herm made a point in the sense that this might open the avenue for him to fight Triple Gs, etc., because of the fact that Canelo wasn't able to stop this guy. I want to make a statement against Canelo by stopping this guy, if you know what I mean. If he fights a Charlo, for example, and Charlo knocks out John Ryder, that's easy beeline for Charlo to say, look, I handled the work you couldn't handle. Let's get it cracking. That's basically the angle what Herm was trying to say. And I understand it. See, I understand what he's trying to say. People might use that as this to make a statement against Canelo in that sense. So I do understand it. Yeah, maybe he probably will get another big fight. Triple G probably isn't so far-fetched, Flowz. It probably isn't far-fetched. Triple G's his own, right?
Yeah.
Actually, no, he's left. No. He's not signed to Matchroom anymore, but I think he's still, the zone is affiliated. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. I don't know if people want to fight John Ryder. I really don't.
In terms of just risk.
Yeah. I think he's upset the apple cart too many times. His style is one that can give you problems. I think he's now, for the ones who are waiting in line for Canelo, because once again, the people who call out Canelo never fight his work. They never fight his leftovers.
Never.
And is it John Ryder that you're going to, because to be fair, his leftovers are champions. His leftovers are
ex-champions.
That's why I'm giving David Benavidez credit, because he's the first one to beat a plant.
Yeah.
I don't think the Meat Boo Boo's going to come out and say, I want to fight John Ryder. I don't think Charlo is.
That'd be a good fight. Clash of styles. Perfect.
I think Benavidez is the only one who's shown any interest. Maybe Caleb Plant might call out John Ryder to get back in the mix.
Yeah.
But these other men, I can't vouch for them. Triple G, avoid John Ryder effect. You avoid it. Stick to the Eubanks.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, so
stylistically, that would also be a good
yeah.
fight, you know. Triple G, Joe Ryder, you know.
Yeah, oh,
But
yeah, it would. It would. But
it'd be a great fight stylistically.
what's Triple G doing? What's he
I
been
don't
doing
actually
lately?
know. He's 40 now, isn't it? So he might as well retire, but I think he's still gonna have a couple more fights. But yeah.
Get that guy
Anyways.
out, man.
But yeah.
He needs to do money fights, Triple G, not fighting a John
Yeah,
Ryder.
yeah, of course.
Best go
Yeah.
fight Charlo or someone.
So what's next for Canelo? Unfortunately, Flowz, obviously they asked what's next. And he gave the answer I didn't want to hear. Obviously, the Mexican fans will go gassed up for this, but he's called up Bivol, Flowz. And Bivol has been open, right, Flowz, in saying that he's happy, he wants to come down to 168 and fight Canelo. This product Canelo said nope. He wants it 175, same term, same everything as last time.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, why? So
Shout out to him
why?
still. Shout out to him though.
Oh, but why, Flowz?
It's an attitude we ain't seen in a long time in boxing.
Cool, yeah. It's elite. It's elite mentality. It is elite. Yeah. I can't even hate. But why, Flowz? We don't want to see this. This is a nothing fight. He's gonna lose.
Yep.
He's gonna lose. Plain and simple. He's gonna lose. I don't see in any unit. I said 9 out of 10 times he lose. See, I said he's gonna lose. I said 9 out of 10 times. So I guess there is a 1 out of 10 chance he could beat this guy, but it's slim in my eyes. I feel like Bivol has just got his number. So yeah. I'm not trying to see that fight again. I'll be so real.
It's the same thing to me where Bivol will win, but he won't win. That's the only way Canelo can beat him, where he gets gifted.
Yeah, Vegas.
Yeah, he gets gifted. Maybe if it's a 168, he might have a chance if Bivol struggles to make that weight. Maybe, but he wants a 175. Look, it's the same. We posted the clips of how many times we've said we don't want to see Canelo at 175 fighting Beterbiev and Bivol. Yeah. It's all you lot that gassed him to say that's what you want to see. Yeah. And now he's lost. You've got what you want. He's lost. We don't want to see it. It doesn't make sense. You're 154 pounder. Stop it. There's a limit. So stay where you are. Leave Bivol alone. Fight Benavidez. That's what the fans are calling on you to do.
Look, it's got to be Benavidez, man.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it's going to be Bivol, Flowz. We know it's going to set up because of the fact Matchroom. Both Matchroom, the zone. It's going to be Bivol. And, Bivol, 2-time Canelo lottery winner. Yo.
Yeah.
Bivol can retire, to be honest, after this if he wants to. Yeah.
So no, because we want to see Bivol in something else. That's what's even more annoying.
That's what makes it even worse, Flowz. I want to see that more than anything. That's, to me, that's more important than Canelo Benavidez. That Bivol Beterbiev fight is way more important to me. Way more important to me. So it's a bit jarring because it holds up that division as well in that undisputed fight. If Canelo loses twice to Bivol, I hope that kills the dream of the 175-pound division, hopefully, for him. Because he could take a loss. He can take another loss to Bivol Flowz and be fine, if you ask me. Yeah. It's not going to dent anything, if you ask me. In fact, he might even get more people trying to call him out and trying to, set up the fight with him. So he can afford to lose to Bivol again, in my eyes. It's not like a do or die sort of situation. I hope if he does lose to Bivol again, it truly does cement the fact that he's just not meant for 175. 168 is his limit. Cool. But if he does beat Bivol 175 Flowz, that opens a whole nother can of worms. A whole nother can of worms, because you know what's coming next.
Yeah.
Beterbiev and then
he has to fight Beterbiev.
and then cruiserweight. You already know what's happening. After Beterbiev or cruiserweight, that's next. So yeah, it's almost like for boxing, we can't have this guy beat Bivol.
Yeah.
For boxing,
for my sanity in this sport, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, he beats Bivol. I know you're saying, Vada, where the hell are you?
If I hear him talk about fighting Beterbiev, if he beats Bivol, I was like, this is silly.
Yeah,
I'm just not going to pay attention anymore. In fact, I'll be saying, you're ducking Benavides. I'll become one of those, but
oh, don't finish me. That is
I'll be
hilarious.
rooting for him to lose every fight.
That's so funny. That is hilarious.
Ducking Benavides, ducking Charlo.
Ducking Charlo. Do you imagine? No, man. It's amazing how the tables turn. That's so funny.
I'll become one of them, man. I promise you. If you yeah. Just stay where you are, man. Please.
Yeah, man.
Please.
Simple. 168 is the limit for you.
Get out of there.
Boy. But yeah, hats off to John Ryder. Hats off to Canelo. It's good to have Canelo back in boxing floors. Yeah, man. More big fights, hopefully. We know Canelo don't play with that. So he does. At least he gives us big fights. That's all we know. So yeah, he performed for his hometown from what I could see. So yeah, they enjoyed it. They didn't get the knockout, but they got some, the guy dropped a lot of blood. Hey, man, what more could you want for a homecoming fight?
Question.
Yeah, go on.
Do you think we're seeing a decline in Canelo off that performance? I saw people saying he gassed out. He looked tired.
They've been, but isn't that Canelo though? He that's one thing we've always pinpointed about Canelo is that second half of the fight, he's not as strong. He does gas out. He always, normally Canelo, a lot of the fights you see him, he starts like a train sometimes, and then will gas out. Or he will start maybe 1 or 2 rounds slow and then goes in and then he takes the second half off, kind of. That's been him. That's been him. So, yeah, I don't think I've seen a decline personally. They will say that if he loses to Bivol again, for sure, though. They'll say he's definitely declining, even though it's not him declining. It's just more the fact that Bivol stylistically is all wrong for him. But I didn't see any. I can't say anything on decline, especially considering how he's had a bit of a layoff. Yeah. He looked fine to me. And yeah, that's Canelo, man.
Yeah, and it's Canelo fighting above his weight, fighting serious contenders, not bums. Because in his last 10 fights, we could probably pinpoint weaknesses. Billy Joe Saunders was outboxing him for portions.
Yeah,
Caleb Plant was landing,
outboxing him as well in portions.
Kovalev was piecing them up.
Facts.
Bivol was handling him, you get gassed. So you could point to all these fights and say, he's declining, but this is a run where he's winning.
Danny Jacobs, second half of the fight, Danny Jacobs was on him like a rash.
Yep.
He started that Danny Jacobs, first half of the fight, Canelo was amazing. One of his best performances, right? Second half, Danny Jacobs woke up and was walking Canelo down and taking the fight to him. And because of the earlier rounds that he banked, he got that W. So yeah, man, that's been Canelo. He does kind of fade in the second half of the fight, but he's still, thing is with Canelo, even though he's fading, he's still dangerous throughout the entire fight.
Yeah.
He still carries that power from round 1 to 12. So yeah, you can be like, oh, I'm in the ascendancy right now. You get caught, that's your ass. So so yeah, be careful with that guy, man. He's still dangerous. And what he did to Ryder's face.
Yeah. Ryder was talking crud afterwards as well. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know why. It must be the CTE, bro. He was there saying that, he might, he's declined because he didn't finish me or something like that. I said to him, shut up, bro. Your face is, your nose is broken, bro. Like, relax.
He's got the thing in his nose talking. Brother, you're in no position to be chatting.
For real, man. For real. And Ryder was hitting with bombs and he wasn't even putting a dent in this guy. You know what I mean? So, nah, man. Fighters need to relax with that. But yeah, shout out to both men. Actually, quite an enjoyable fight, to be honest. Yeah. Flowz, we've got a fight to talk about for next week. Your boy Rolly Romero is in action, and he was meant to be fighting. Listeners are a bit lost here because Romero was meant to be fighting for the world title at 140 pounds, WBA world title, one of the titles that Josh Taylor vacated. Against Alberto Puello, who I think was a champion. He won it in his last fight. We since discovered that Puello failed the drugs test, so he's come out of the fight, and now Romero is stated to fight Ismael Barroso. But we can't really see if it's for the vacant, if Puello got stripped, or if there's no belts on the line. But from what I can tell, Flowz, I think he might be fighting for the vacant WBA 140-pound belt, from what I can see. And if that's the case, fair play to Rolly Romero. Yeah, Flowz. I don't know what to make of Rolly Romero. I'll be honest. I don't know what to make of Rolly. Okay, I say this because cool. Roddy could talk a good game, as we could see. He talks a good game, and I'm not even gonna call him for the way he lost to Tank because it's Tank. I think we all expected him to lose. No one expected him to beat Tank. It is what it is. And obviously, he talked a lot. He had to sell the fight, right? Tank, we know, isn't much of a talker, apart from when he gets in the ring. Whilst Roddy clearly is a talker. So he was talking all kinds of crud and, just going at Tank. And it worked. That's what got people tuned into the fight, right? But Roddy sort of came into the game, right, Flowz, as someone that wasn't a very good boxer and relied a lot on his power, right? I think that's what his main selling point was. Even he himself said that he doesn't really box very well, but he hits bloody hard. And he's got good size as well. But Van Flowz, I watch him. Yeah, pause. But Flowz, I watched him against Tank here, and he surprised me a little bit because he actually boxed quite well.
Yeah, best I've seen the box,
bro. And he was giving Tank trouble, and obviously you can actually read that to either. To be fair, you question whether Tank was focused, whether Tank, because obviously we know when Tank doesn't really rate you, he takes the piss. He's very unfocused. And that entire fight, you could see Tank wasn't very focused up until when he stopped him. So you can say it's that, but again, I was still quite surprised at how Roddy approached that fight. He was behind the jab. He was boxing and moving very, very well. So I'm there thinking, have you been giving yourself a disservice? Can you actually box? I don't know. So I was looking forward to the Puello fight because obviously Puello is a champion. This is a good way to really announce yourself. Let me see what you have truly got. Are you a flash in the pan? Or do you actually have something there? Because against Tank, even though he lost and Tank wasn't focused, I was surprised at how he was boxing, and it was troubling Tank in portions. So, I don't really know what to make of him. Is he basically? I'm trying to say, Flowz, is he good or is he bad? I don't really know. I don't really know. But I guess fighting for a if he is fighting for the vacant title, Flowz, this is a great way to announce himself, especially in a division, as we said, that's stacked. The 140-pound division is full of killers. It is stacked. So he becomes a champion here. A lot of eyes on him straight away. There'll be a lot of call-outs. Yeah, man, it's a good look for him. So, Rolly Romero, a bit of an enigma.
It's a strange one because shout to Al Heyman. I don't know how in the hell Rolly Romero's got this shot. I don't know how he's got a shot at a title where Regis has got one title now, but there was people way ahead of him in the rankings at once.
So baffling.
Is this his first fight at 140?
Let me check that for you.
His last fight was Tank, though.
No, I swear he's fought Tank. It can't wait. No way. No. Oh, it might be though. Yeah, Tank was his last fight.
So and that was at 135, and he moved up. And he's got a title shot already.
Crazy.
So to me, it's like they're lining up Tank for a freebie. What they're going to do is when a Rolly Tank rematch of 140, Tank grab that belt.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's crazy. But I did say, did I say this? That losing to Tank could boost your resume in a sense. Not resume, but boost your ratings because people, if you go on and do good things, they'll use you to boost Tank's level by saying, "Oh, look, Tank beat this guy." And now look, he's a champion here.
Well, the Isaac Cruz syndrome.
Yeah, where it's like, okay, they'll rate you because Tank beat you to try and boost.
Pause. No. I'm saying no. Pause because before you carry on, before you carry on, I saw a list today actually. Funny enough, so all the kid because Eddie Hearn signed a new Cuban wonder kid, to who's a 135. The guy who beat Keyshawn Davis in the Olympics, Cruz, the Cuban guy, that's meant to be in. Hearn called him the biggest talent he's ever seen in his life. Like he said, it's the best signing he's ever made. The way Hearn was waxing lyrical, apparently this guy's serious, and like Shakur knows about him all day. So yeah, so he's just signed to match him, and I saw a list, I think from Michael Benson. mention look at all the talent that's currently at 135 right now. Obviously, you got Haney, all these guys, Shakur, etc., Keyshawn Davis, this new guy. Guess whose name I see there, Flowz? I couldn't believe it.
Pitbull Cruz, I'm sure.
Fam, why is he in these conversations? Anyway, sorry. Carry on, Flowz. It's just, I can't believe it.
Look, shout out to Pitbull Cruz because he's good. He's no scrub, but the way this guy's getting off a loss.
Crazy. Tank beat him with one hand.
Yeah.
Tank beat him
with one hand. And it's arguably the fight that Tank lost. Tank was injured. But anyway, I say this because if you losing to Tank, it will never be a bad thing for your career now. The way these PBC lot are moving these agendas. So now look, Rolly Moreira's got a title. He might win because it's not against Prick, it's against Barroso.
Barroso now, yeah.
I'm not familiar with Barroso.
I recognize his name. Let me just check who he's from.
Yeah. I think I recognize the name.
Wait, I know this guy. I swear. I
don't remember any fight I've seen him in.
What the fuck? I've seen him fight.
If he beats him,
yes. I remember he knocked out Kelvin Mitchell, and then Kevin Mitchell, yeah, he knocked out Kevin Mitchell, and then remember he then fought Crawler afterwards and lost by KO. Crawler stopped him. I remember him now.
Yeah,
because I remember that he was meant to be a dangerous fighter, and he knocked out Kevin Mitchell.
Yeah, now you say this was
power
time
puncher,
ago.
Big hit, big Flowz, big hitter, hits hard.
Time ago. Okay, yeah. Now you say it. He's still Mexican? Is he Mexican?
Venezuelan. He's 40 now, bro. He's 40.
Yeah. He must be. He's still okay. Now you say it. Interesting.
Because I remember that Kevin Mitchell fight because that was like, Kevin Mitchell was, I think, was favorite. Yeah, he was big favorite to win that one, and he got this guy knocked him out, boy.
Interesting. Okay. Yes. Yeah, so actually, I do know him. I'll refresh my memory. But yeah, I assume Rolly's the favorite.
Yeah.
Given that my man's now 40, I don't know what he's.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, Tank beat a former world champion. That's what. So Rolly, I don't know how he's got the shot, but I'm sure it's looking after Tank's resume by doing this for these fighters. So we'll see. Rolly, do your thing. Grab a belt if you can.
Yeah.
You're not going to hold it for long. I'm telling you.
Look, I'm interested to see Rolly actually, like I said, he showed some boxing against Tank.
Yeah.
Will we see that again? Is he a better boxer than he himself even gives him credit for? We'll see. But yeah, I again, we had to remove him from our prospect list after this. Did we give him an F or something? We said he had to be expelled.
I think we got him out of there still.
Expelled him from the list after the L's he took last year. But this is like, at new division Flowz, this is almost like a new leaf for him to establish himself in the right company, Flowz. As we said, this division is tough. Serious division. So he can set himself up. Exactly. So he can set himself up for a mega fight with these other guys if he does well. So now that we've pinpointed as Barroso, who is Flowz, that Mitchell fight has come back to me because Barroso, I think he dropped him 3 times in the first round. Like, he battered Mitchell, killed him. He was peak. But yeah, this Barroso guy hits hard. Even though he's 40, the power never leaves. So this is probably gonna be this probably won't go to full 12 or however long it is. Yeah, man, grab that belt while you can. Hey, Adrian Broner was the king of fighting for vacant belts. Grab that belt while you can, man. He's definitely an enigma. I don't really I don't really place my stocks in the Flowz. I know, like I said, he was you're the one that brought him to my attention. He was your guy still. He was. You brought his name up. I didn't know about that. But, yeah, man.
He was doing so much talking. I've seen him stopping people.
But yeah, because obviously I know he's got into it with all of them, right? Got Ryan, Devin, Tank. Like, he goes at Shakur, I'm sure. He goes at everyone.
He says Shakur's boring.
But that's the thing.
I know he don't want to smoke. When you start calling fighters boring,
trust.
That was all I need to do.
Trust. But as I said, Flowz, you can do all this talking. You've got to back it up. You've got to back it up. And cool, we can give you some leeway. It's Tank. You're meant to. They set you up for that fight, really and truly. They made you the full guy for a spectacular Tank knockout. That's what PBC do, by the way. They put these guys that they know Tank is going to do dirty. So, cool. That's Tank. We can allow that. But let's see if you're truly all talk or you actually have something to give in this game. Because I'm sure all these, like the way Devin talks about it, like I can tell that these men would love to smoke it. Like, like, they don't rate him at all. Devin cooks him. Yeah. But I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued to see what he has to offer Flowz. I'm not expecting much, I won't lie, but yeah, man, I see no harm in adding another name to that division that is full of killers. Because before, when we went for our 140-pound list, the guys that we want to see, we weren't mentioning his name. So he grabs the title, Flowz, we're gonna have to mention his name, right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's true.
And just as we round up, Flowz, speaking of 140-pounders, I'm sure you saw the news actually that, well, the best 140-pounder who we believe is the best just signed inked a deal with Matchroom. He's gone to earn with Hearn, Regis Prograis. Great signing for Hearn. And straight away he's got a fight, I think, in June, July? Against an Australian guy. Can't remember his name. But
Liam Parrow, I believe.
Parrow, yeah. Do you know much about him, Flowz? I don't really. Is he under?
I think I've seen him before, but I'm not sure where he's in the rankings.
Let me just pre his resume.
But yeah, I expect Prograis to handle business there.
Okay, undefeated. All his fights over. Well, one fight in America, the rest really Australia. Yeah. Fighting in New Orleans, which is where Regis is from. Nice little fight for Regis to sink his teeth into before making those big fights. Great signing for Hearn. We rate Regis higher in his pod. Very, very good fighter. And yeah, we say he's the best 140-pounder in the world, to be honest. I think that's safe to say. And yeah, Regis is another one. He wants all the smoke. I obviously had a little interview with Hearn and what's his name? The guy you don't like, the zone guy, Chris Mannix. Obviously, Chris is there, asked him, like, who do you want after the Parrow? And straight away he said, Ryan Garcia, Tank.
Weasler less.
And Chris Mannix is like, wow, he tried to be sarcastic, like, wow, you really want it easy, right? Regis straight away said, no, but these are the guys that be talking a lot on my name. So like, let's get it on. But he said like Tank and Ryan have been calling him out, like going at him. So he wants to knock him out straight away.
Yeah.
I know he wants Tank bad.
yeah, for sure.
But he said, I'll find his little ass. I know he wants Tank badly. Never gonna happen. Especially you saw the comments from Tank's team the other day about, they need to get their views up. Was it? No, they need to get their views up, right?
Yeah, these guys have views. They have the belts, but they're crazy.
But like you said, we know what Tank's on. And not Tank. We know what his team is on. So yeah. But yeah, I know Regis wants to fight Tank badly, but it's never gonna happen, bro. Focus on the actual true 140 pounders.
I swear he ain't ever respond to Angel Boy to say, first off, I want Regis. Get him out of the way.
Get him out of the way. No, he didn't. Flowz, he did respond. Someone added him, like with the link, obviously. I think he just, like laughing emojis kind of thing. That's what he responded with. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I know he didn't take it seriously.
He didn't take it. They always take an AP seriously, bro. Let's be real.
I would love to see it.
The bulldog out the way. Bro is a flipping fool. How can you first of all say Regis straight away and say get him out the way? Like he's some dead fruit.
Oh, that's one of the craziest comments I've ever heard.
That's the biggest killer of the division. That's the king.
Yeah, bro
is a flipping fool, man. He's a big fool. Oh man. But yeah, man, let's call it a day there, Flowz. It's been episode 141 of the SZN Podcast. Once again, I've been your boy Kam.
My boy Flowz.
And as always, guys, keep supporting, liking, and round up the streams. Peace.
I'm taking a strap. I'm strapped up.
Stepien, what was that about?
Let's make the fight happen. We strapped the fuck up.